Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another graphic novels I have read for review. And as you can see here, I've got 9 big graphic novels and some small plus some big ones here. So first things first, I'll go through the list of them and then give my review for, well, each of the ones that you see here and try to give somewhat a bit of a summary. So first things first, we've got the Teen Titans Deathstroke by Adam Glass, Christopher Priest, and Robbie Thompson, and all that terrible writing that we got here in this. And of course, we've got the Teen Titans Robin No More with the terrible Robbie Thompson. But moving into something a little bit more fun to read, we've got the Darkness Anniversary Collection. And then we've got the complete collection, Volume 1 of The Darkness. Then moving into Volume 2, we also move into the complete collections of Witchblade. And that's 2 volumes of that. Something I really enjoyed reading, and this was absolutely fantastic, and that is the Milestone Compendium Omnibus. And last but not least, the Home volume. So I think I'll go in reverse here in regards to my reviews and ratings. And I must admit, these stories have, this first story was a little bit hard to chew, but there were some okay scenes in it, and that is the story called Home, to which it sort of centers around, yes, the area of the subject of migration, but in regards to this, it's got migration plus superpowers, so a little bit different. You actually do learn that the main character, who you do meet in the story, also has an old man who had superpowers and believed to have died in the story, and that's why the family is split, or one of the reasons why the mother and son are trying to leave the country and sinking sanctuary in New York, in the US under Trump. Just kidding there. But you also learn that he has superpowers, and you also learn that he has an aunt that has superpowers and other things. Oh, overall, do I think the story is good? For what it is, and seeing that it is an independent and it's sort of like not in any way sort of like connected to the main, say, DC or Marvel universe, I think it's alright. So out of 10, I'm going to maybe give it a 7 out of 10. Seeing it's connected to its own universe, it has its own story to tell, and it's got its own interesting and unique characters. Moving into probably one of my favourites in the collection, this omnibus had lots to read. It took me ages to complete this, but you know what, I don't really care that it took me ages to complete. I just enjoyed everything that was in there from beginning to end, learning about characters from Hardware to Icon and Rocket, even Static. We even get to learn about the Blood Syndicate, plus a character by the name of Zombie, who's sort of like a white scientist of which something happens to him. Wayne McDuffie delivered gold here, like absolute gold here. Thank you very much, DC Comics, for bringing this out, because I know that there's meant to be a second one coming out, and I want to get the second one. This is getting a straight 9.5 out of 10 from me. I loved reading every single issue. It took me ages to read through, but I just loved it every step of the way. Alright, moving into the next one, we've got Volumes 1 and Volumes 2 of Witchblade, and of course, Garth Ennis and Mark Silvestri are connected to this. And I must say, I love this. The artist as well as the writer are not afraid to show the femininity of this character. But you know what? They're also not afraid to show weakness with a character either, and that not only applies to the female character, but it also applies to the male character. But I'll get to that when I move on to the character of the darkness. Really enjoyed what was offered here, and seeing the main character who plays Witchblade, I think her name's Sarah or something like that. It was just a lot to get in, but there were some incredible scenes here. There was incredible locations to which they explored, and even to how the Witchblade armor works. And for that, I am giving these both, or Volume 1 and Volume 2, an 8.5 out of 10. Now, moving into the next one, The Darkness. This one had a bit of a crossover with Batman, and it was quite interesting for the anniversary collection. An 8 out of 10, but when we start to move into the big mains, we get the cover, or we get to follow the character of Jackie, and also in the stories here, we also get stories both in this one and also Witchblade. Is sort of, you get Tales of the Darkness and you've got Tales of the Witchblade. And I think those were really good because it gives you a bit of an insight as to what the armor has in connection to its own history, but also people who have used it throughout history, and if they're actually connected or maybe even related to the main character in the series. So it really has a lot to offer. For all three of these volumes, an 8.5 out of 10. Now moving into the next thing. Oh, golly gosh. Robbie Thompson's Robin No More. Even though I was reading through this again, I still don't like what they did with Damian Wayne's character here. Not just with here, but also the Terminus Agenda. And in some cases, I think Joshua Williamson has done some good stuff, but he's also done some bad stuff too, in regards to Damian's character. And you'll get to see that whenever the Robin reviews go up on the channel, unless you've already watched through them all. By the time this goes up, we'll see what happens. Apart from that, I just wish this part of Teen Titans never existed. It's that bad. I hated what they did with Damian in this. Like removing some of the heart of his character. I am glad that they got bloody rid of the Djinn. I hated her character. I did not like her character. Crush was alright. Some of the others were okay, but it's just not Damian, and it's just not Teen Titans. Teen Titans was way better under Benjamin Percy. I liked what he did, and it was well better executed. For this, these are just both getting a minus 10 out of 10 from me. Well, until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.